When the sun goes down, the stars come out. From deep in the heart of Texas, it's the Star at Night. Coming to you from the Cowboys facility at the Star in Frisco. With your hosts, Kelsey Charles and David Hellman.
Hello, good evening, and happy October. Welcome to another episode of The Star at Night. I'm David Hellman, and she is Kelsey Charles. Kelsey, I love to talk about perspective, right? Like, you can always put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And what better week of the NFL season to put yourself in somebody else's shoes? Because guess what? You might be sad about the Cowboys' 1-2 record. You might still be licking your wounds from that loss to the Seahawks. The Cleveland Browns are heading in to Arlington, Texas with a winning record for the first time since 2014. December of 2014, to be exact.
What?
It has been 6 years since the Cleveland Browns have had a winning record. I can't quite wrap my head around that. So again, let's put ourselves in somebody else's shoes. Let's put ourselves in the Cleveland Browns' shoes. I wanna throw this at you. Maybe you've heard of the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft 2 years ago, Baker Mayfield, quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, there he is, leading a very talented offense in. Well, in 2014, where was he? Throw me that footage. Oh, yeah. Not only was my man still at Oklahoma, he was sitting out. He was still a walk-on from Texas Tech, who nobody knew if he would be a success in OU's offense. Like, I can't wrap my head around that, honestly. It's been a long road for Bakes.
Let me go ahead and throw another one at you. Before, when Baker was stand the flag in the ground against Ohio State, CeeDee Lamb, another first rounder for you. We know and love him very much. But 2014, Dave, he was just a baby. Look at this sophomore in high school.
That's unbelievable. And they go on to start OU, obviously, a high school sophomore. Dude probably couldn't even drive yet.
No.
That was the last time the Browns had a winning record. CeeDee Lamb couldn't drive yet. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Okay, this is actually my favorite. I'm going to stick with the theme of quarterbacks because Kellen Moore, you know and love him as the architect of the Dallas offense. Forget about his stint as the quarterbacks coach. Forget about his time as a Cowboys quarterback. Take me back to 2014. Oh yeah. My man, the Boise legend, Kellen Moore, was still Scott Linehan's protege for the Detroit Lions. He hadn't even been picked up by Scott Linehan in Dallas yet. I got nothing. That's me. That's my.
That helmet is huge, though. Can we talk about that for a minute? Massive. Gotta keep all that brain inside contained. But let's stay on the coaching staff topics. But going all Browns here. Head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. We know where he is now, but back then, he was just a position coach with the Vikings. Just a baby. I can't.
Okay, but I love this because, like me, Kevin Stefanski, actually right around 2014 probably, he learned the importance of a beard. He figured out how nice it is to cover up your face because Stefanski's beard game is strong. Like, it's very impressive. So, much like me, I really appreciate that he decided to go that route. I'm never going back. I can't speak for Kevin, but this will still be here 6 years from now. Don't even worry about it.
If we were really going to treat our audience to something, we would give a throwback, of you in 2014 without the beard.
No, absolutely not.
My favorite one outside of David Sands' facial hair has to be LP Ladouceur. No difference, Dave. Zero differences.
Listen,
can you tell which year we're in? I can't.
They call it the not for long league unless you're LP Ladouceur. You can't convince me he won't still be doing this in 2030. I hope he is. I hope he goes forever. It's nice to know in a league where nothing stays the same, at least you have LP Ladouceur. So it's not all different.
I always say, yeah, I'm like, listen, Ray's a kicker or a long snapper, and LP is the inspiration behind the latter. So I feel you on that.
So the point being, the Cleveland Browns, the same old Browns. No, like, that's not the case. This is a much better team, as evidenced by their first winning record in 6 years. Way to go, Cleveland. Hopefully, the Cowboys can take you back down a peg or two. Until then, I don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think we have our most exciting interview to date coming up. So stick tuned to see what I'm talking about.
Hi guys, Mickey Spagnola here, and if you want the best analysis on the Dallas Cowboys during the season, join us every day during the week on Mick Shots. We come on at 1:30 on DallasCowboys.com and all the other Dallas Cowboy platforms. I'm on there every day along with Bill Jones and former Cowboys cornerback Everson Walls, who gives us a unique perspective on the team, having played this game and having led this team in interceptions for several years. So don't forget, it's Mick Shots daily, 1:30 on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Star at Night. As usual, I'm Dave and she is Kelsey. But Kels, I'm not just saying this because we actually booked her. Like, I straight up think we have the most beloved personality in the NFL today on our show.
You're right.
So let's go ahead and cut to the 3 box because we got Kay Adams of Good Morning Football fame. Yes, you, Kay. Exactly. Which, you have to know who Kay is if you're watching this show. She's been one of the co-hosts of Good Morning Football for 4 years now. And Kay, I'm not trying to blow smoke, but I remember when NFL Network launched your show, I think a lot of people were really skeptical about the idea of a 365-day-a-year football show. Fast forward 4 years, and y'all are a force all your own. I mean, NFL teams are fighting for your affection on Twitter. Y'all are fueling the conversation about the league every morning. So what's that been like to kind of go from a curiosity to being a mainstay of the NFL media?
I think consistently we've just sort of gotten to show the only thing that really matters and drives our show, and that is that the 4 of us love football more than anybody else, or just as much as every diehard NFL fan. We have a true, the one thing that binds us together, we're all very different, is that we love football and we let that guide us and guide the way. And it's never once steered us wrong. So that's what I think the reason people like the show is because the people who watch the show are just as enthusiastic about the game. They love the game. Sometimes there's other stuff to talk about. There's off the field stuff that comes into the show, pop culture and so on. But it's easy to like our show because it's easy to like football.
I love that.
So I'm curious because, Kelsey and I work for DallasCowboys.com. We're up to our eyeballs in Cowboys all of the time. What is it like doing that for all 32 teams? Like, I imagine it's like trying to pick like a favorite child or something like that.
Sensory overload all the time.
Yeah.
It is. It's a 24-hour lifestyle. I would put it that way. And I'm sure it is for you guys too, covering one team. The cool part about what you do there in Dallas is that what you do is so important to what I do. I couldn't do what I do in the morning if I didn't have Cowboys.com to go to read about the 5 things that I need to know about the game on Sunday with the Browns. And I'll be honest, I spend a lot of time hanging out and creeping on the local teams, the local sites, the local news podcasts even that are out there and shows, because you are talking about things that slip through the cracks of what I get to see or what I have time to sort of absorb. So I do spend a lot of time on like iHeartRadio app, because this is part of my process as somebody who works on a national level, because people on a national level won't talk about the things that you guys are talking about down there. It's just true. Alden Smith is a huge story this year. It's getting some national love, but really not as much as you guys are talking about it down there as he's leading the league in sacks right now. So I try to dip in and creep on what are they talking about on that level, and it helps me with what I do. Do I have a favorite team? I don't. I definitely have teams, like the Saints would probably be one that I threw in with them. Their entire fan base embraced me to a level that I don't even deserve. And I fell in love with the culture of a team. And I always try to like a team that is very complete And that's what I think a team like the Saints has, or a team like obviously the Chiefs has. I mean, it's the Chiefs world and we're all living in it. But Cowboys fans, don't be mad at me because I have this cool Cowboys shirt, so you love me too.
And you're gonna wear it. You're gonna wear it on Good Morning Football. You said that. You said that.
We've got a commitment.
You know what? I've worn it on Good Morning Football, but this is I'm just gonna put it's clean. I'm just gonna put it here, and it'll be waiting for me tomorrow to put it on before the show. Done.
Yes, perfect.
Pumped. So we're going to tune in for that. But you've obviously had a chance to, with your work on Good Morning Football, but then you also do some work with people, interview a lot of really interesting people. You just recently talked to Drew Barrymore. She's hosting a new show.
Yeah.
You asked her an important question that I personally loved, who her white whale is. And I even hate calling you that, but you're kind of that for me. Who is your white whale in terms of someone that you just
You're gonna be sick of me.
love?
I'm gonna give you my phone number and I'm gonna check in on you and stuff. You're gonna get over that real quick. Let me tell you, my white whale from a football lens. That's so interesting. I'd say my white whale is anyone who I feel like says the same thing to everybody because I want to get them to say something else. I think like a Lamar Jackson is very interesting in that way, where interviewing him would be a challenge because he's very humble. He's almost quiet. So I was actually thinking about setting up an interview, and it was between Mark Ingram, who is an amazing character. And I've talked to him a million times, and he always gives me something amazing and gold, and Lamar Jackson. And I was like, you know what? I might want to go with Lamar Jackson because I feel like it's a challenge. Like I want to get something out of him or hear something that I haven't heard before or anything because he's so soft-spoken. So something like that is always the path, of least resistance is no longer exciting to me. Like I want to not break news at all by any means, but I want to, it's a success for me. And I think even on our show, Good Morning Football, to have a guest come on and show a bit of a different side of them.
So actually, let me follow up a question with that one because Dave and I are both journalism, degree majors, if you will. How do you get a guy to flip the script and really push them outside of their comfort zone and get them to stop giving you the canned answers, if you will, like a guy like maybe the Lamar that is on your list of hopefuls?
I think you have to do a lot of research, right? So I was doing an Instagram live series during quarantine, and it was challenging in its own ways. And I got everybody from Saquon to Mark Ingram, Cam Jordan. I got Ryan Tannehill. I got Drew Lock, and I got these guys to sort of make time for me. And I had to disarm them. I didn't talk to them before, but you want to ask them stuff they haven't been asked about before. That's for sure. And you want to know what their reaction is to a certain question. If they've given that answer 90 times, they're probably going to just give you that same answer. So it's not worth going to the well on that one. I'd say being really well researched, but also ready to throw that research away. If you hear something, you really have to me, and I'm not a perfect interviewer by any means at all. I'm something I work on every day. But I think the most important thing with interviewing anyone or talking to anyone is listening. Just actually listen. Have the research done. Don't have it on cards and freak out. That's not what I do. Maybe I have some bullet points, but know the person and then listen.
Sure. So I did listen to you, Kay. I listened to you at the top of the segment, which I think it's interesting. You talk about how you get more detail if you go to the local source. No, I'm gonna make this pay off. Don't worry about it. But so I'm curious, from your perspective, as somebody who has to talk about every game that's going to get played this weekend, here in Dallas, there seems to be a narrative that, Cowboys have 3 home games in a row. They start this off with the Browns, which, everybody still thinks the Browns are this 0-16 franchise. Yeah. On a national level, what is your impression of this Browns-Cowboys matchup? 2-1 Browns, first time they've had a winning record in forever. And this Cowboys team that's talented but inconsistent. What are you looking for going into this game?
Dak can't lose. Dak cannot lose this game because people do still see the Browns as this hapless, winless team that can't put it together. I don't think it's a game they should look past by any stretch of the imagination. They are looking good on offense and on defense. They have a guy named Myles Garrett, people forget, can definitely get to Dak Prescott with the offensive line revolving door situation that we've been seeing down in Dallas. I will say offense, always. You guys had 4 different receivers had 100 yards over the past 2 weeks. I never have concerns about that. Your defense can step up at certain points. But I do think as a whole, my view of the Cowboys is that they are one watermelon kick away from being 0-3. And the Cowboys, to me, on a national level, a team that we talk about more than any other team, deservedly so, for the history, for the fan base, and for the talent. You can't even just beat the Browns. You can't take the foot off the gas against the Browns. And that's my expectation. Do I think it'll happen? I think Odell might have a great game. I think Myles Garrett might get to Dak Prescott a little bit. I don't think it's going to be as easy as possible. The Eagles are a mess right now, and they're still even with them. So they've got a ways to go, this Cowboys team. Sorry for the tough love, but the expectation for America's team has to be here, and they have to meet it.
You're not wrong.
That makes me so nervous, but it's true.
Me too. So let's flip gears and talk about another game, actually one that we're going to play here on this show. Hey, you're from Chicago. So we're going to go ahead and pay homage to your hometown and Dallas at the same time.
Okay.
Mike Ditka, he's known for having some interesting sayings. Well, we have a guy down here in Dallas, Jerry Jones, you may know of him too, who also has a way with words.
Yeah.
Sure you're familiar with that.
I mean, Mr. Jones he's our fave, right? Like I him on every word of his in a press conference.
Yeah. So
well, that's going to give you a leg up, I think, in this competition. So let's see how good your memory is.
So let's play a little game. We're going to give you a quote, and you're going to sell us on if it's Jerry or Ditka. A Jerryism or Ditkaism. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Okay, first one up. Just about as low as a crippled cricket's ass. Is this a Jerryism or a Ditkaism, Kay?
I don't know if you're trying to trick me with the mosquito and cricket both being bugs, and you're trying to get me to think it's Jerry, but it's really Mike Ditka. So I'm going to go double psych Jerry Jones.
Ooh.
Boom!
Nailed it. All right, one for Kay. That is indeed a Jerryism. You're on a roll thus far. Number 2, are you ready?
Yes, let's
What's
go.
the difference between a 3-week-old puppy and a sports writer? In 6 weeks, the puppy stops whining. Is that a Jerryism or Ditka?
I think
Brutal.
Jerry Jones mostly is very nice to the media. He's always been an absolute gentleman and treated me as such, as a Southern Texan, or Southerner, Tex/Tech. You know what I mean. So I'm going to say that is the abrasive, scary Mike Ditka, who I'm a little bit glad that I never had to interview.
Hey, you're so perceptive. Jerry Jones would never say something so rude about the media. He loves us too much. There's just no chance.
Yeah,
That was good.
for sure.
That's good. You're good at this game. I not saying I underestimated you, but I don't know if I could be doing as well thus far. On to number 3. All right. If God wanted man to play soccer, he wouldn't have given us arms. Wow, not a soccer fan.
I'm going to go ahead again and say that's Mike Ditka, because I don't think Jerry has a healthy respect for every sport, and who knows if he's going to own sports leagues across all sports at some point, so he would not poo-poo soccer.
Dave.
Yeah. Jerry wants to host the World Cup in a couple years, so I don't think he would say that. Mike Ditka's mean, man. Come on.
Can't say he's not funny though. All right. Up next, we have another one for you. All I can say right now is that he looks good in the shower. Jerry or Ditka?
Okay, I don't know if I feel like is Jerry in the locker room? Is that where shower? What are we talking? I'm gonna go Ditka.
We stumped you.
What are you talking about?
I believe this is about Troy Aikman way back in the day. I think he was talking about his physique as the picturesque, statuesque quarterback. So he's got he's got a penchant for stepping out there from time to time.
Yeah.
So you only missed one. I'd say you got a passing grade. Congratulations on completely mastering the Jerry-isms versus Ditka-isms. I'm impressed, I have to say.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us. This was so much fun.
You guys are so fun. This is like a blast. Absolutely. Anytime.
Well, You're wearing the Cowboys shirt tomorrow on the show, and we're obviously going to have you
But
back.
I want to get some.
now,
I better get some like Cowboys social love then if I do that. You guys never fight. You guys never fight for my affection on Twitter.
No,
ever.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, I see the Saints in your mentions every damn day, and I'm gonna do my best to fix it.
It changes now. It changes now. Kay Adams is ours. She's a Cowboy. All right, official member of Cowboys Nation.
I've spent a lot of time in Old Texas, so I'm definitely a fan. You guys just got to turn this thing around, right? We just gotta. Come on now, beat those Browns.
Yeah. It starts Sunday.
So that was your official hype woman of Cowboys Nation, Kay Adams. So you can find her on social media at Hey Kay Adams. And again, all over all of the TV shows. You're a queen. Thank you so much for joining us, Kay.
This was so fun. Anytime. Congrats on the show. And good luck.
Thanks. Thanks, Kay.
All right. So you may be a Cowboys homer, but a neighborhood in San Antonio went ahead and took that to the next level. Stay with us.
Hey there, everybody. Kyle Yeomans here with DallasCowboys.com, and I encourage all of you Cowboys fans out there to check out Talking Cowboys. The podcast is every week live on the website and on all social platforms at 9:30 every weekday morning. We've got myself alongside Isaiah Stanback, who's actually won one of those during his playing career as a former Dallas Cowboy. He won it with the Giants, but we'll forgive him for that. We've also got Heckma Harrison along with Dallas Cowboys insider Rob Phillips. It's a ton of fun every weekday morning at 9:30. Check it out on DallasCowboys.com.
So, Dave, some may call you a homer for having Dak Prescott's back like you do, but you could take your stand-up to the next level by moving in to Prescott Oaks. A neighborhood in San Antonio has taken their Cowboys stand-up to the next level and created, quite frankly, a Cowboys City.
I'm at a loss. First of all, I mean, look, we're doing everything remotely in 2020 anyway, so who's to say I can't move down to San Antonio? But I'm at a loss. This, like, I mean, is the urban planner in this community just a diehard Cowboys fan? Like, how did this even get approved?
Listen, after the Cowboys left San Antonio for training camp, they had to fill the space in some way or another, and it looks like they did a decent job. I don't know about you, but I'm torn between Zeke Avenue and Emmett Pass. It's a little bit of a toss-up for me at the moment.
I couldn't disagree more because I'm a grammar douche, and I just don't understand why Emmett Pass exists. He's a running back. It should be Emmett Way or Emmett Run. Emmett Pass, no, Aikman Pass. Like, this is obvious. Like, I shouldn't have to do this for you.
You know what? You're an actual Scrooge, as if we didn't know before, and now just it's like truly
proven. Put a little more.
I'm glad it's on record now. Like, what a fun hater you are in real life.
Put a little more thought into your jokes. It's not that hard. Actually, you know what? What's funny is it reminds me of the neighborhood around the old Valley Ranch facility out in Irving in the suburbs here. Except the difference is that neighborhood was built around the Cowboys facility. So, I mean, it makes a little bit more sense. I'm not trying to hate, but it feels kind of random to me. But hey, if you fancy yourself a Cowboy fan to the point where you want to live on Emmett Pass, go right ahead. I support your decisions.
I just really admire those that have taken the opportunity to move in there. I might have to follow suit. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. And my fun hater friend, Dave, over here. We will see you all next week after the game, hopefully celebrating a big victory in true style. For David Hellman, I'm Kelsey Charles. This has been another episode of The Star at Night.